I present to you, for the first time, Death by Jetta. This is gonna be the 24-hour Lemons car for next year. Cheap, piece of junk, rusted all over, doesn't have floorboards, you know, the whole 9 yards. But what it does have is a manual transmission and a 97 TDI swapped into the 91 Jetta. So just about double the horsepower. And the availability, put a big turbo on it. So, you know, it'll be good. It'll be good. This is the next project. I'm actually daily driving this project right now. Again, because manual, diesel, easy to daily drive. That being said, I got it on the lift right now. I don't want to drive it anymore until I fix a few basic commodities, and that'll allow me to get used to it a little bit before next year's Lemons race. But look, it's got new tires, so that's a plus. You got chalk still on the tires. Oh yeah, she's ready. So this is my first time under the car. Get to enjoy this with you guys. No big deal. No big deal. That's fine. That's fine. If you're watching this in the Northeast, I know you're probably laughing at me, but this is pretty bad for Middle East, Virginia to be exact. This is pretty bad for Virginia, all things considered. I was assured that this thing didn't leak. Oh look, front axle boot's missing. Looks like I was assured and lied to. The double whammy. Turbo's leaking, oil pan's leaking, transmission's leaking, steering's leaking. Well, if it's leaking, it has fluid, so. She's a beaut. She's a beaut. It'll do good for driving to work and putting miles on until it goes to the junkyard, that's for sure, which is inevitably what will happen to this thing, so. Good enough for me, good enough for me. But you know what? The screws holding the bumper on that you can get from Home Depot really just add character to it more than anything. It's even got white wheels, man. You can't beat a Volkswagen with white wheels. It's just the go-to combo. And if you look closely into the abyss there, not the call of the void, but you'll see generic Amazon coilovers, the best of the best. I mean, this is just mint German engineering. This is a Porsche. For real though, all things considered, it's a cheap car. I knew what I was buying. I'm happy with it. The TDI diesel is really the whole reason for buying this car. Fun little go-kart-esque car. All right, the first thing we're gonna work on is battery relocation. So this battery is loose. I've knocked it over a couple times now, where it's just dropped battery acid, which is not ideal. And it's in the back. So I think people do that for weight distribution maybe. I don't know, this car, it really doesn't matter that much. What does matter is that we have plenty of room up front, and it's probably gonna be easier just to move it back up front. So what ends up happening with that? I don't know. I think we're gonna put it in that corner, which will also entail cleaning up all the wiring in that corner. So should be fun. Look, I don't want to toot my own horn here or say I'm better than anybody else, especially when it comes to cars. But we can definitely do better than a drywall screw going into the coil tower with a wire wrapped and tied around it with no other installation. At least they went through the trouble of a plastic, battery separator for that positive cable. That's good. First things first, here's a battery box for an Optimum red top that I got, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. It was for the red Dodge Jeep truck thing. And that's long since gone, but we're gonna use it to relocate the battery in the red Jetta. And I also have a red top in a car that's not running right now, so we're gonna go ahead and borrow that too. All right, while that is cooking in the oven, I'm gonna tackle this rat's nest. Yeah, I don't need to tell you everything wrong with it, but let's just clean it up a little bit and I'll walk you through it after. Just one last thing before I start cleaning this up. This is how things are tied together. They are literally bow tie wrapped around terminals. That's how everything's tied together. Crazy. All right, go figure. Still looks like a mess, but it's a functional mess now. We got rid of all the random strung together wires. We re-crimped the positive wires. Now we took all 6 of the accessory leads, re-crimped that to a 2-gauge terminal. That way everything matches. And we added real terminals for the fan. So, and then just some zip ties. I don't know if, I mean, it was running and driving before, so like no hate, right? If it twists together and it's working, that's fine, but we still gotta work through the rest of it. So I'm gonna take a break in the engine bay, go build my switches and everything else I'm gonna add inside the cab and throw the battery back in. We're actually gonna keep the battery in the back. So let's go knock out the other stuff. All right, so this is what the battery system ended up looking like. That's the powder coated battery mount that we had forever. We ran new isolators, new lines. This is 0-gauge wire, so it's thicker than before, right into some Amazon terminals. And as you can see, the ground wire now comes to a battery cutoff on the outside of the car, just in case, as well as stopping it from draining. And we even went ahead and clamped those in place. So I don't know, that's probably too nice for what this is, but now it has a red top powering it, battery cutoff, and positive going all the way to the front of the cab. So probably better overall. We'll see. All right, next thing we're gonna do on a new day is do a sound system. So I don't know how my brain works, but these original sound system in here that someone chicken wired into the doors and everywhere else, I hate that stuff, man. It just doesn't do anything for me. Not to mention the head unit, like, doesn't turn on half the time, so there's loose connections somewhere in here. So all that being said, we're gonna remove the head unit. We've got a space in the dash right here. Here's a sound bar you can buy off Amazon for like 25 bucks. And this will literally have better sound than the whole old system in here. This is a single DIN opening. That just about fits, but we're gonna grind that out with a die grinder just a little bit. Get it to fit with the controls on top, and we'll call it a day. And we'll hotwire the radio power into a USB. That way it's fully charged all the time, and it'll be good enough for me. I truly don't know if you guys seen any worse wiring than this. Regular crimp connectors that you can just pull off. Everything's cut and exposed, so shorting to itself. Again, black wire is positive ground to this janky starter switch, which is also hot glued in place. Red wire, that goes to the positive of the starter switch. Here's radiator fans. I thought were radiator fans. Oh, there they go. Those are also hot glued together, so that's fun. And no other indicators. So pretty cool, pretty cool. I think I'm just gonna tee off, redo the starter switch with a better switch, tee off that power line for the radio line, since this radio isn't gonna draw anything. It has its own battery and everything, so it's not gonna draw on power when it's full. At least it shouldn't if the board is working properly. So tee off that together, run it to a USB, and hope for the best, I think. Also, while we're in here, the whole panels, everything's loose. The entire dash is loose. But if we come up here, you can see we're missing any kind of shift levers for the air, which probably doesn't work at all. But we are missing that. And then the plug behind the switch is also missing cut wires. So TBD what those go to, but I guess we'll put some flathead screwdrivers through here, call it a day, and go from there. And don't even get me started on the spray foam, plus like the literal copper wires that are just twisted together for power. So this is getting sketchier and sketchier the more you pull apart. Can't trust anything, just gonna send it. All right, so I hate leaving you guys like this, but this is actually where we're gonna stop right here, because we've ran into a problem with the OEM wiring where fuses are now not working. So, you know, I'm sure some of the chicken wiring fell apart. That being said, I'm really not trying to rewire the OEM system at all. But as you can see, those are our screwdriver levers. Those are JB welded in place to the actual pinch levers, but they work perfectly fine. So that's how we're switching between air conditioning, heat, etc. We also have 2 glow plug warning lights wired in as well. That's what that circuit's gonna be. We went ahead and did a new rubber boot push button start because my OCD likes the rubber boot. And then we're gonna add 2 more switches up here as soon as we get a relay box in the mail. So little 4-gang Amazon relay box for 20 bucks. That is what's gonna power everything. So we're gonna get it in the mail and finish up the Jetta, hopefully next video.